Hello, everybody! How's it going? My name's Jeff Holiday, and this happened today.
It's called waterfalls because it's different context, different intention, and different outcome.
Okay, explosive diarrhea.
Okay.
But it's not diarrhea.
You say that it's different because they...
Hey, baby, can we copy strike PewDiePie? Can we copy strike PewDiePie right now? Hello and welcome to the invading 9-year-old army from PewDiePie. How you doing, guys? So, for those of you who are here after watching PewDiePie's latest video, my name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
And welcome to my channel. It's very nice for you to be here and to make your sort of digital acquaintance. So I actually discovered Jillian a long time ago, last year sometime, and I got contacted by the producers at NBC because they had been trying to get her on the Dr. Phil show for a long time, and finally they convinced her, and they were like, you gotta come. You gotta show up. But the timing of PewDiePie's video was actually really interesting because 3 days ago I was trying to clean out my computer. It was clogged full of directories and extra files and blah, blah, blah. And I found my old behind-the-scenes footage of when I went to LA to go do the Dr. Phil show. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I should make a behind-the-scenes video about the Jilly Juice thing on Dr. Phil. And I was about to get to it, like, probably tomorrow, but shit, you guys are here. Let's party. So the whole thing started out that it was very early in the morning on Sunday, and I had to catch a plane from here, Eugene, Oregon, to LA. It is 4 a.m. in the morning on Sunday. I am very tired. Super, super tired. I think I slept like 2 hours or so, but yeah, I'm about to go get my ticket, go through security, and on my way to LA. Here I come, Hollywood. And then when I finally got into LA, I got picked up by a chauffeur, which is wild, because, I mean, let's be honest, take a look at me. Do I look like a dude who regularly rides with a chauffeur? I mean, really. Alright, so I have landed. I'm in LA. Dr. Phil show was really kind and sent a car for me, and this is a Cadillac, is it?
Yes, sir. It's an Escalade, new Escalade SUV Cadillac.
I want a brand new Escalade Cadillac. This is some swanky stuff, especially, I mean, we got Jeff here. You know, we're not used to this kind of style, but I'm heading into Hollywood to go meet the producers and I guess do some pre-show interview tape and whatnot. So, yeah, it's exciting. So they take me to this place called The Loft, and I was kind of confused by this because this is like during the height of the hashtag Me Too movement, and they're like, you got to go to The Loft to meet the producers. And I'm starting to get a little nervous because I'm thinking to myself, am I going to have to watch like some Hollywood exec masturbate? But thankfully, no. Thankfully, everybody kept their genitals in their pants and everything went swimmingly. But it was kind of weird because, as you can probably tell, I like to look a little weird. I like to look kind of like a mix between a gutter punk and a mountain man, maybe a lumberjack. But they made me chop off all my facial hair. I look like such a douche. Anyway, so after that, they stuck me up at the Sheridan over at Universal Studios, which it's up on this big hill in this beautiful like gorge area. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so I was excited and I open up the window to my room. I have a beautiful view of a rooftop. That was kind of lame. But I was like, yes, I'm going to go out and I'm going to party. I'm going to have a great time. And instead I ended up staying inside and watching Rocky 3. Which was probably a smart choice, because that movie's amazing. Anyway, so the next day I got all gussied up, and then I headed down to Hollywood Boulevard. Yes, Hollywood Boulevard, to try and check out the Walk of Fame. Never done it before. Wanted to find maybe my favorite actors, and people who used to be my favorite actors. And then eventually I didn't really have much to do, so I went to go see the Museum of Death. Whew, wow, that was a lot of fun. So they don't allow photography or video filming inside the Museum of Death. And I wanted to respect the wishes because it's a really cool place. They have an original Joe Coleman watercolor painting in there and some prints of his stuff, which was amazing. Lots of gory stuff, you know, usual things. I found myself watching an embalming video for a really long time. But you could take pictures and video of some of the stuff in the front room, and I got a video of one of the coolest things I saw there. Check this out. You can see there back feet. Hey, buddy. Yeah. What a yeah, a two-headed turtle still alive. Wild stuff, man. This place is great. I really like it. Now I gotta go find something else to do. So after that, I'd finally wasted enough time, and I got met up with by Hi, I Think I'm Real and Blair White, 2 other YouTuber friends of mine, and we went and started having some lunch, and then we had some drinks, and then we had more drinks, and then more friends showed up. And I had a whole lot of drinks, and it got a little out of hand, and I had to be ferried home by a helpful friend of mine who lives in LA. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty haggard the next morning. It took a little bit of doing to feel like a human again. But I was determined, oh yes, no, I was determined. I was in LA on a mission of destruction. And now it is, God, 5:45 in the morning. And I have to make myself human now after drinking for hours with my YouTube buddies. I'm a little wrecked, but I tell you what, I am ready. I am fucking ready. I am going to destroy Jillian. And it's going to be glorious. So eventually the car comes over, it picks me up, takes me down to, I think it was the Paramount Studios. I think that's where they film. I can't really quite remember. But I got my own dressing room, and they started dressing me up and putting me into like my nice suit. But they sprayed over my tattoos because they didn't want my tattoos poking out of the sleeves of the jacket. I already had to look super normal, but they also had to like cover up any of my edginess, you know what I mean? And it was interesting too, because the guy who did it used to spray over Madonna's tattoos for like years. Like, that was his job. He just went and traveled with Madonna and just covered up her tattoos. Really interesting guy. So then eventually they take me down to the studio, and when you watch Dr. Phil, you know, you've got the main stage, and then you got everybody else's, the audience is sitting in like stadium seating, and there's a wall there. Well, that's where I was behind that wall, and I'm listening to like the promo, and Jillian's like, that Jeff Holiday, he's a nobody.
Jeff Holiday is nobody to me. He's just somebody that wants to make money and found a place to do it.
He just wants his 15 minutes of fame.
Jeff Holiday is an out-of-work YouTuber who knows that he can get hits and clicks.
And I'm trying really hard not to laugh because I don't want my laugh to like carry over the wall and alert people to the breaking the magic of the TV making business. But then this happens.
Hey, what are you doing? Get out of here. No, you're not going to try it.
And a lot of people have been telling me, like, was that faked? Was that staged? Was that, like, just for Dr. Phil? Did they stage that whole thing? And I don't think it was, because when I was sitting back there, I was watching the stagehands when it happened, and everybody panicked. Everybody was on alert. They were like, what is going on with this? So some other people think like there was a conspiracy that maybe Jillian set it up and set up that like whole stunt, but I don't see how. I think he was just a crazy person. So anyway, eventually they call me up on stage, and there I go. Suddenly, the weirdest thing in the world. I'm in front of 400 people. There are cameras that are going to be broadcasting this, after it's edited, of course, to the whole world, internationally. And there's Dr. Phil to my right, and Jillian right across from me. And what's really interesting is when you look on TV, Dr. Phil seems to have a very round face, but the aspect ratio of TV messes with it. He's actually a very tall, gaunt-faced man, which is probably why I look so damn fat. Like, look at this. How the hell did I look so fat? I think I actually gained weight since then. Like, I don't get it. And anyway, our interaction happened, and I was so happy because I eventually, after all this happened, got to call my dad and say, Dad, your son's made it, because on national television I got to say, how exactly is violently peeing out your butt supposed to help your immune system? And say, you tell people not to take their antibiotics. Your protocol makes them poop. How is that going to heal them, Jillian? Yeah. It can cure the gay. So after the show happens, then they put me into a car and they ferry me off because one of the ladies, the lady who almost had a stroke, another one that did have strokes, had to hop on a plane immediately. So they just threw me in the car with it as well. And the Dr. Phil show is really good about isolating people who are disagreeing. Like, I never saw Jillian or those other two weird members of her cult except when we were on stage. Otherwise, we were kept very separate. Which is also interesting because the only thing really that you don't see in the episode, there are two things. Number one, you don't see during a commercial break, Jillian wanted to be kind of nice to me, so she complimented my hair, which is weird because I thought my hair looked terrible. But she had nice hair, so I just said, yes, you have nice hair too. And it was very awkward. But then the other one is, there was actually a point in which Dr. Phil admonished her because she wouldn't quit talking while he was talking to the doctor that they brought onto the show. And you don't see that, but it was pretty amazing. At one point, he stopped the show, turned around to her and said, I'm talking to her, you are being rude right now, and I'm telling you to shut up. And it was amazing. I'm really sad it didn't make it into the show, but honestly, like, I don't really blame him because he had to be kind of short and kind of terse with her because she was being very Jillian. I'll just put it like that. So they take me to the airport, and I don't want to be there waiting for the next 8 hours until my flight, so I hop onto a hotel shuttle, go to a hotel, hit up the bar, wait for another friend from LA to show up, and just hang out with him for the rest of the day. And then eventually I made my way home. They delayed releasing the episode for a good 2 months. Possibly because Jillian is still under investigation for the Ohio Attorney General thing, which I really don't have any updates on that quite yet. But eventually it did come out, and I have to say, one of the weirdest experiences of my life is tuning to just a regular TV station and seeing myself and hearing some of the words that I said. Like, what was it that I said on national television again?
Violently peeing out your butt. Violently peeing out your butt.
Violently peeing out your butt.
That's right. So lately, yeah, there has been a bunch of other weird stuff that Jillian's been spouting off, but pretty much the same as usual. Now, if you're coming from PewDiePie's video and you haven't actually watched my series, A Song of Salt and Poo, which is a 4-part series, really going into deep, like, what Jillian really believes and some of the crazy things that her and her group do, like sharing pictures of their poop, or like her weird manifesto book that she wrote. Like, I go through everything. And compared to that, it's all pretty similar, but I am thinking maybe here in a couple of months I might do another video kind of catching up with Jillian and see if she's evolved worse or if she's improved since the whole thing happened. But I wanted to share some of these pictures, some of these wild, different things about my experience being like there in Hollywood and getting a chance to see what it's like in a major television production. It's pretty great. But also, the last thing I'd like to say is, at least on this topic, is that I wanted to thank Felix for watching that Dr. Phil episode, because the reason why I do my videos is I'm trying to expose really dangerous practices that people are doing. Either whether it's believing in really crazy, dangerous cult stuff, or in dangerous pseudoscience and health cures. And the best answer you can have to somebody trying to lie or profit off of somebody's misery and somebody being gullible or in a vulnerable state is to shine a big light on it. And Felix, by making an awesome and hilarious comedy video, has also helped to hopefully dissuade anybody else from ever trying Jilly Juice again. So for that, I really commend Felix for that. I think that's great, and I think it's wonderful. For anybody else who's new, I do a twice-a-week show with my buddy Nick, a.k.a. Wizard of Cause. It's called the YouTube Saints. One day of the week is on Twitch. One day of the week is on YouTube. Links are in the description down below. But yeah, welcome. Wow, what a trip. What a day, man. This has been nuts. What a day. I'm gonna go now, though, so from my family to yours, I hope you're well. I hope everything's going great for you out there in the world, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope some of you stick around. Bye-bye. Take care. I'm actually gonna take this opportunity really fast, and I want to shout out my good buddy, My Room Records. He also went by Inseparable Rock, but the guy who made my theme song that I always play at the end of my videos, I've tried to shout him out as much as I possibly could, but the dude is wonderful. He's a great musician, so by all means, check out his SoundCloud. Link is also in the description as well. Thank you so much for the song, buddy. It's become as much a part of the channel as I am, and you're a wonderful dude. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.